Hello everyone, thank you for joining this morning to our webinar about RBtec Perimeter Security Systems and Detect them at the perimeter. Here with us is Dori Ribak, the Vice President of Marketing. Dori, good morning, welcome.
Thank you, good morning. And thank you for everyone that are joining us today. So today we're going to talk about RBtec. RBtec is a manufacturer of perimeter security systems, and we have been in the market for almost 38 years, manufacturing and developing perimeter security systems. I'm going to start actually from the end and what we're going to talk about today. So today we're talking about how you can protect the perimeter from intruders with sensors that we usually going to put on the fence to detect cutting, climbing, and jumping. Now, I usually start from the end of who are actually our customers, because most of the people seem to think that perimeter security is only for government or military or type of high-end customers, where nowadays most of our customers are commercial, industrial, enterprise, anything from a self-storage facility to substations to logistical centers, mostly dealing with theft, vandalism, anything from copper theft to catalytic converter theft. So RBtec, as far as installations, we work all over the world. I'm based in New Jersey, so our American office in the US is in New Jersey. We also have an office in Mexico, and we work in all the Americas, in all Latin America and the Caribbean. So whatever the project is, we're able to do it. As far as type of customers, we have sold to all type of federal and large customers, along with the commercial, industrial. Again, you can see a wide range of typical customers that are buying from RBtec. So as far as the systems themselves, I'm going to show here two different systems, but to be honest, 95% of the business that are done on a daily basis is the plug and play systems. The reason is that those are systems that are easy to install. You don't need any certification or knowledge to install them. They're cost effective. And the point is that they are sold off the shelf as a kit. So in this case, we have the plug and play systems with 3 different products that are, the differences between them is that the infrastructure they are being installed on. So the Ironclad is designed for chain link fences. The Mic Alert is designed for rigid fences or metallic fences, aluminum, wrought iron, rough iron. And the Wall Alert is designed for walls, but not to climb walls, but actually breaking through a wall. So if a facility has like a high wall or a building that they want to protect from coming through the wall, this type of solution would be the sensor. Now, just to mention in general is that we have a fiber optic sensor. The fiber optic is designed for high-end customers that are on the larger scale, on the longer perimeters. It can be oil and gas, it can be large solar farms, this can be like an airport or military or anything like that, but it's usually a customer that will have a higher end system that needs integration with cameras and other systems through IP.
Do you have a perimeter fence that needs protection? Then you need the Ironclad, a perfect solution to detect any unauthorized intrusion. The sensor cable detects any cutting, climbing, or lifting throughout the full height of the fence. The algorithm of detection is designed to filter vibrations like wind, rain, and snow, while still detecting sharp frequencies like cutting or climbing. Fence sensors were known for being complicated, custom, unreliable, and expensive, but not anymore with RBtec's Ironclad, or as we call it, perimeter security made easy, reliable, and affordable.
So what we've shown here in the video is that this system was designed to take out the fear or the concern that some people have with fence alarm systems that might not work well or might have false alarms, and showing you that they are designed to be easy, reliable, and affordable. That's the point of the system. The cable itself, as you can see here in the picture, is the sensor. It doesn't have sensors installed on the cable. And that means that every inch or centimeter in that wire is sensing, and wherever you're going to run this wire, that will detect the intruder. Now I'm going to show you here a quick video.
The ironclad fence alarm system can distinguish between low-frequency vibrations from weather factors like wind. Within its software interface, the black line shows the sensor signal, while the red lines define the signal threshold. The system automatically adjusts this threshold, ensuring that natural fence movements don't cause false alarms. The green line indicates the alarm level. If it reaches the screen's top, an alarm is set off and the relay changes state. See how the ironclad can
So what I'm showing here real quick again is that the system has the ability to automatically ignore wind movement, the pull and push of the fence, while when I'm tapping the fence, it triggers an alarm. The reason for that is that the system is capable of filtering low frequency movements that are usually not associated with weather conditions, while when you tap the fence, it simulates cutting and climbing, which is an impact or a high frequency impact that will detect an alarm. On top of that, we have 500 levels of sensitivity that we can adjust the system, and one cable in the middle of the fence will detect the full height of the fence. So when we sell the system with Epcom, we sell it as a kit. You'll see it on the website as well as how we sell it. And a kit includes a processor or an analyzer in a weatherproof enclosure, 1 or 2 spools of wire, and 1 or 2 end of lines. The purpose of that is that you don't need to start gathering parts in order to build a full functioning system. If you buy a kit, the kit is a fully functional system without just a power supply. Now, we sell it in 250, 500, and 1,000 feet, or 75, 150, 300 meters. And the point of that is that this is an off-the-shelf system that is in stock in Epcom, and that means that if you buy it, it gets shipped the next day. If you have a 1,000 feet system, let's say you buy a 1,000 feet one zone, but the site is only 800 feet, then you can cut or shorten the wire during the installation and install the end-of-line resistor. And that's it, very simple. So if we're looking on the from top, what is the layout of the system, just that you get an idea how the system is installed on a real site, is that we usually have a fence processor on the fence that is connected with a cable to a burglar alarm, and that burglar alarm is just connected with a simple contact closure relays, dry contact, and from that box we have 2 zones that wrap around and end at the other side of the site. Now, this type of a layout is under 2,000 feet because the maximum one box or one processor can handle is up to 2,000 feet of a cable or 1,000 feet per zone. Now, the point here is to show you that the cable is not a loop. It's a single line in the middle of the fence that ends in an end-of-line termination, meaning the only point with power and relays and everything that need to be installed is at the processor, and the labor is pretty quick because you just hang it in the middle. If we're looking on the ground level, then again, we have a processor that have a 1 zone to the right and 1 zone to the left. The zone is again up to 1,000 feet or 300 meters. The cable is hung in the middle and protects the whole fence. Now, one thing that I mentioned just as far as fence protection, the fence is 50% of the system. We sell the cable that is installed on a fence, and it's important to remember that if the fence condition is poor, then the system won't work well or it will false alarm. Also, as far as the installation, it's important to follow the installation guide that we say attach the cable to the fence every 1 foot. If the cable is attached not every 1 foot, again, it won't detect well the system, the fence, and therefore might cause false alarms. So people need to remember that our system is highly reliable, but the fence and the installation are highly important as well for the system to function properly. As far as the system itself, we quote usually 300 feet an hour for installation on the fence. So as far as that, how long does it take, or if you need to quote the time that it takes to install the system, it's about 300 feet or 100 meters per hour for 2 technicians to hang the cable on the fence. Now you can see here on the top right, our cable comes with a stainless steel braid and armor. And the armor is important because animals can chew on the cable, weather conditions as far as salt, ice in some places, the changes of temperature between hot and cold don't affect the system. And therefore, the system is much more reliable even on the hardware level or the sensor wire versus other solutions in the market. Now, we recommend using our stainless steel ties. They are not part of the basic kit. If you want to use them, you need to buy them separately as a separate line item. As far as connections, when we say it's a plug and play system, we really mean it. It's only 10 wires and the system is working. So we have connections to DC power. The system only needs 0.3 amps or 300 milliamps. The 2 zones are just hardwired into the board, and the outputs for the alarm system are just dry conductor relays. Once you connect all of them and you power the system, it's ready to go. In some cases, when people ask if I have camera system or a VMS, how can I integrate the system to a VMS? Because they only output currently with the Ironclad, again, on emphasis for simplicity, reliability, and being user-friendly, is that it has only dry contacts. We have to go through some kind of a module or a converter that will take the dry contact outputs to the VMS. As far as adjusting the sensitivity of the system, we have 2 levels of ways to adjust the sensitivity. One is with buttons on the board and LEDs, so that gives you 20 levels of sensitivity straight on the board itself, with no computer, no knowledge, no training again. But you can connect to the LPU, to our processor with a laptop, and that will give you the software that shows you a live signal that you saw in the video. That gives you the ability to troubleshoot, to calibrate, and it's more detailed and not a trial and error as far as what's going on the fence. The second advantage of the software, which is very important, is the point that this system allows us to remote into the local technician site. So if they have problems or issues or they need the help with troubleshooting, RBtec can remotely support them and allows them to solve the problems without them knowing anything. So part of the fear that was with perimeter security in the past, that you install the system for your customer and then they don't know anything about the system, and then it doesn't work properly, and then no one knows how to solve the false alarm. With the software and the ability to remote to the local technician laptop, it allows RBtec that installed thousands of systems to troubleshoot and help the local technicians solve the problem in 99% success. As far as gates, we have 3 ways to protect gates. We have a sliding gate kit, which is a retractable spool or extension cord that is mounted next to the gate and reels in and out a non-sensitive wire to the gate. On swing gates, on a single gate or a double that you're gonna see in the next slide, we loop the cable on the gate and go under it. And we also have a quick connector option in order to go over a gate and allow the gate to open and close. Of course, if this connector is opened while the system is working, it simulates a cut and the system will trigger immediately. So that's how it looks like on a vehicle gate or a double swing gate, where we loop the cable on one side, splice it with an RG6 non-sensitive, so an RG6 coax, a standard direct burial RG6, to go under the gate, and then splice it back to the Ironclad in this case, and then continue. On a sliding gate, I'm gonna just show real quick the video over here. But the point is that we have the spool or the reel next to the gate. And then, for example, here the gate opens and it collects the cable into the reel and keeps the tension on the wire to allow us to protect, again, the moving part of the gate versus the rest of the fence line. So when you buy the system, or you want to quote the system from Epcom, you have, as I mentioned, kits or master codes. So you can see here in bold are the master codes, and the master codes mean the type of system, in this case, ironclad. 2 zones means the type of or length of spools that you have. So 2Z means 2 spools of wire, 500 feet each. So that's 1,000 feet in total. So the meaning of the codes, it means how many spools of wire you're getting and what is the length of each of those spools. Now I'm gonna go over that really quick, just in general context of how you lay out the system or how you design the perimeter system. Usually, again, we have a processor on the fence. If it's under 1,000 feet, you can do a full loop with the sensor and cover the whole site with one zone. In 2 zones, you're gonna have always going left and right from the processor, but the processor can be mounted anywhere in the perimeter. So it can be next to the gate or in the corner or whatever you wanna split it into. But then we can do uneven zoned. We can do 2 single zone. So that means that here, because you don't have infrastructure down the fence line, but you can cross the cables through the building, we're gonna put 2 processors that each of them has one zone that goes out from the processor, and the 2 zones meet at the very end of the perimeter. So that's regarding the ironclad fence alarm system that is designed for chain link fences. Now, the rest of the systems here are similar in the design and the functionality. Is the only difference is the cable and the way we install the wire. So the mic alert is designed for rigid fences, metal fences. You can see here that the cable is clipped on the side of the fence. We have to install it on the upper brace or continuous infrastructure, meaning that in this case, it's not like the ironclad and the chain link that you mounted on the middle. Here, you always have to put it on top because we have to have this continuous infrastructure for the cable to detect the full height of the fence. This will still detect cutting, climbing, and jumping. But we cannot install it in the middle because in the middle, the cable is going to be mostly in the air and therefore won't be able to detect anything. So we have a few examples here of installations from different type of fences in the US here and in Mexico as well. Some of those pictures are in Mexico. And we have the wall alert. So the wall alert, as I mentioned earlier, is an impact or a shock detection for walls. It can be installed in 2 variations, standard security and high security. And the point is that a single line, as far as the standard security, is 4 feet under the fence and 4 feet above the cable, sorry, which gives you 8 feet from the floor detection. But if you need to protect the whole building, then you can do 2 lines or zigzagging in order to protect the full building. We've installed it on outdoor walls and inner walls, meaning like a building. Then in this case, this is a demo. I don't know if you can hear it, but hopefully you can. That it bangs on the wall from the outside and it still detects on the inside. So again, this system can be installed on concrete, on brick, on drywall, any type of wall that they want to protect against intrusion through the wall, not climbing the wall. In this case, we protected full buildings, warehouses, logistical centers, data centers, manufacturing facilities that are sensitive, that are, again, needed to protect the whole building. Now, in 2 words about our fiber optic system. So far, it's all been kits that are plug and play in stock with EPCOM versus the Raysense. This is a project-based product that will need to quote per project, per opportunity with the design for the site. We have a system that can monitor up to 60 miles or 100 kilometers. This is designed for, again, higher security, critical infrastructure, or larger site. This system makes sense from about 2 miles or 3 kilometers and larger. Under that, it's just too expensive. Now, this system works by sending a light into the fiber. It does not need a loop as well. What it means, it means that if the cable is cut in this case, we'll be able to detect up to the cut clockwise and counterclockwise, and we don't lose any detection. So, for example, an airport or a critical infrastructure will have to have this protection that they don't lose the system if someone damages the fiber. Now, why it's important as far as our fiber and compared to other fibers that you might have heard in the market is that we use real AI, not just a buzzword, to detect intrusions. So we're not filtering wind, we're not trying to filter animals. We are just looking for detections that we train the system on. So what we call a yes detection. Does it look like cutting? Does it look like climbing? And if it yes, in a certain confidence that the AI decide this is an intrusion, will trigger an alarm. Another thing that is important that makes the system calibration extremely easy compared to any other system in the market for long range, meaning that we're just adjusting the AI for defense versus the trying to calibrate the system every time for a new site, a new type of fence or ground. So in this case, again, we have two layers of AI. One is an anomaly engine, and the second is classification engine. Anomaly means that we are creating a profile, acoustic profile for the cable, and any change that is drastic from that profile will set an alarm and will send it to the next level of classification. Does it cutting, climbing, jumping, and so on? Now, that's how the AI, the GUI interface, the graphic interface for RBtec looks like. You get a map that shows you where the alarms are with the detection on meters or feet along the fiber, GPS location of where the alarm is, so we can send a PTZ or a patrol or a security guard or a drone or whatever to that location, and the confidence of the AI as far as how much the AI thinks this is a fence intrusion. Okay, so that's how the system looks like. Again, very clear, very user-friendly, a very nice interface to work with the system. As far as the general layout, we have fiber on the fence that it connects to a patch panel, and from there it goes to our RaySense unit and a server if this is more than 6 miles or 10 kilometers. And from this server, everything is IP-based. So I'll go back and you'll see that the software itself is browser-based, meaning you can watch and monitor the system from a phone, from a tablet, from a computer, from a laptop, from wherever. There's no software needed to install anything in order to monitor the system. We have integrations that I'm not gonna show it right now, but we have integrations to Milestone and Genetec and Digiport and Hikvision and Dahua and all the large VMS systems in order to send alarms and integrate the events in order to trigger a camera. We also have an on-VIF integration where we can pull a video feed in our system and trigger a preset. You'll see over here a preset 10 set for the alarm, and then the camera moves to the location. This was just a demo that we obviously initiated that manually. But the point here is that if you don't have a VMS and you want the system to integrate to a camera directly via IP, and with on-VIF, we can do that as well. So the RaySense can be installed on a fence, in the ground, on the wall, in the ground. If there's an application for that, reach out to us. We'll discuss specifically on the project. I'm gonna skip all of that. And a little bit about our type of customers and some pictures of installations. What we have here is, for example, substations. So a lot of substations that we've done in the US. A lot of industrial outdoor storage or distribution centers where they have materials outside, outdoors, that in this case, they're afraid of copper theft or theft of items. We've done, for example, the communication site on above the Hollywood sign, but obviously other sites as well. But this is obviously one of the more famous ones. We've done a lot of transportation and logistical centers, as I mentioned, solar farms, a lot of self-storage, boat storage, marinas, car dealership, auction lots, anything that is related to vehicles that are just standing outside. Also long-term parking for airports. We worked with the parking spot. So all kinds of places where they have vehicles or equipment sitting outside for a long term. In some states, we've done cannabis groves as well as in Canada. We've done scrap yards, recycling as well for theft of parts, copper, catalytic converters, fenced areas and cages, all kinds of, again, warehouses, data centers, all kinds of places where they have partitions inside the building for logistical center between neighbors. We can put it. Gated communities, golf club, estates, those two pictures are from Mexico. We do a lot of the local government, police stations, impound lots. We've done for city service yards and all kinds of odds like that as well. As long as there's also places where it's more safety and insurance. So public pools, zoos, amusement parks, fairgrounds, stadiums, all kinds of places that just don't want people to come after hours. As far as infrastructure, even if it's not chain link fence, give us a call. We can do protection for other type of infrastructures as well. You can see here some of the pictures. And in some places, we can do solar, wireless, not only hardwired. You can see over here at the back, this is a school bus district where they are protecting their bus lot. So all types of applications like that for school districts as well. And that's it. That's about RBtec and our perimeter security systems.
Thank you, Dori. Let's see, just a couple of minutes if someone has any question.
No problem.
Just as a little reminder, just to let you know that we have stock in our warehouses. As some of you know, we have 3 warehouses in USA. We have one in El Paso, Texas, one in San Antonio, Texas, and one in Miami, Florida. So if you have any requirement, please let us know, and we are going to send you immediately the stock from our warehouse. It looks like you gave us information very clear, so I think there is no questions today.
No problem.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much for the time. Thank you,
Thank
Miguel.
you so much, Dori. See you later. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye bye.